Well, we've covered you, and at times I've been critical.
You guys punched each other in the faces.
We did punch each other in the faces.
Do you ever get credit for being the best-looking guy in Vanderpump?
Whoa.
Nick, that's my man, dude. Like, back the fuck off here.
You have more in common than you may even realize.
Like, what happens the next time you have similar issues that you had in your last relationship?
Everyone, welcome to another episode of Everybody Loves Tom. We're in the new year. In fact, you know what? I think let's just call it 2023 because I had so much fun in 2023. I'd love to relive it over and over again. So, yeah, it's 2023 again. Here we go. Hey, we have a very special guest, a fellow Special Force contestant, Nick Viall. Dude, thank you so much for being here.
I thought you were going to introduce me as, like, my biggest fan.
Oh, my biggest fan, the head of my fan club, Nick Viall.
Thanks for having me, Tom. It's good to be with you.
Yeah, dude.
It's good to see you, Nick.
Also, the Viall Fouls, right?
Yep. Tom has promised to do my show, and I've given him a heads up with the type of questions. I'm not trying to gotcha him.
He's been wanting to know what I use in my hair.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we've covered you and you.
Yeah.
And at times I've been critical, but I like having, open dialogue and always like hearing the other side. And my audience would really enjoy, I think, that conversation. So, yeah. And I got a chance to know you in Special Forces. We had a nice little chat in the Jeep.
We did. Nick made me.
It was like basically like a podcast.
On anybody again.
It was, yeah.
You guys punched each other in the faces.
We did.
We did punch each other
in the faces.
Yeah.
We call that a Special Force handshake.
Yeah.
So it's been quite the journey covering you on my show and then meeting you in person and to only find out we are neighbors.
Yeah.
By the way, there was a few times where I wanted to do your show. I was kind of elusive.
You really pushed out.
And I ran into you at one of my lowest moments this year. I was at the Vanderpump Dog Gala, and I think that was like peak hermit mode. And I just was depressed about some other things going on in my personal life, and I showed up disheveled.
You really did.
And I was a hot mess. No. And Nick grabbed me. I don't know if it was out of some sort of brotherly love or you just
said hello.
No, it felt like a warm embrace. Maybe,
well, yeah.
Maybe I've romanticized it, but we went over to the bar.
We did.
And we took a shot of tequila, and I didn't have any cash on me, and I remember you tipped the bartender very handsomely, and I don't know, that was a memorable moment. It was just a brief little moment in time,
and yet you still haven't done my show.
So. I was leading up to that. I'm excited to come to your show.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, can me and Schwartz do it together?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We do everything together.
I know.
We got to save water. We shower together. It's great.
Yeah, no, I think there's a way we could do it together.
I feel like
that way when I'm like going in,
it's like a candle. It's like a candle lit.
Sort of.
I feel like your show's like a candle lit firing squad.
It depends on what it is. Listen, we, in all seriousness,
a very nice scented candle lit firing squad.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's really not meant to be. We talk a lot about relationships and dating on our show, my show. A lot of people, listen to try to fix, their relationships or rethink how they approach relationships. I've been someone who's had plenty of relationship problems and shit like that. And
people refer to you as like a relationship guru. And
sometimes, but
do you agree with that?
No, I don't like those type of monikers. I am grateful. Is it monikers the right word? I don't know. I'm grateful
don't
that
ask me, dude.
I'm grateful that there are a lot of people who listen to my show and they have found the advice I've given helpful. But I just come from someone who's made a lot of his own mistakes, and the stuff I share is just, getting myself stuck and unstuck. And so, if that's helpful, but like I don't consider myself an expert. I haven't gone to school or been educated in that. I don't diagnose or anything like that. But, people find the stuff I give about relationships to be helpful at times, and that's cool.
Do you think that helps you, like, empathize with people more? Like,
yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I'm sure, like, which is crazy, too. I'm thinking back, like, well, I'm not thinking back, but, you being on, like, the Bachelor and you doing that twice, and also, like, going far, going like twice. I know Schwartz wanted to like know he's been at, like chomping at the bit. Like, what's it
Bachelor?
like being in such a target-rich
Because
environment?
you guys are like, I didn't really know Vanderpump. I was my first season watching Sandoval. My first season Vanderpump. I've now gone back. I'm now on episode 3.
No way.
Season 3, rather.
No way.
Oh man.
Season 2 was maybe the best season of reality television.
Dude,
television.
thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, again, at a cost to your guys' character.
Great
Um,
personal cost. Yeah.
But nevertheless,
Yeah.
wow.
Season 2 was pretty crazy.
It was wild. I mean, it was wild. But I always knew of you guys. Obviously, it's a popular show you've been on. I didn't watch it myself, but I was often told that a lot of Vanderpump people watched The Bachelor. So that's all I really ever knew about you guys, is because at least some of the cast.
Do you
were
have like? Do you feel like you have a hard time? Like maybe would it be like? Is it harder for you to watch a show like Vanderpump Rules, or to want to get into a show like that because you were on The Bachelor?
No, it's more like Love is Blind, because like The Bachelor and Love is Blind are very staged environments, not scripted.
No,
The conversations are very authentic, but the environment is very fixed. And I'm fascinated with the Bravo world is because, like, your life and the show are very intertwined. Yeah. And like for two guys who have been doing it for the better part of a decade, like I am fascinated with like the psychology of like how you guys make decisions for your life and whether it's actually good for you or good for the show, or whether you guys even know the difference.
To make a long story short, you try to be as least self-aware as possible. You don't want to be self-producing or thinking about how the audience is going to respond 6 months later as it airs. Although I will say we benefit from the fact that we've known each other for so long, I don't know if you know, but we weren't really cast. From a technical standpoint, they brought people together who all worked at SUR, and they did like chemistry reads and pairings. But we had already all been friends years before the show. Yeah, and we had all been dating each other, hanging out on a daily.
Going to music festivals. Yeah, most of us like living together. Like it was pretty.
So we had a deep well of experience and history to pull from, which makes it a lot easier. Which I guess leads me into my next question, or just point, which I think it would be far harder, far more difficult to do what you do, to be a contestant on The Bachelor, and when you're constantly meeting new people in a semi-unnatural environment.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That
being the
like, what do you think you can find love on shows like that? Like
people have.
Yeah.
So and
do
children
you think
have
it's a
been
good
born.
place? I would say.
Is a bar a good place? Like,
yeah.
I'm not here to judge how people meet. If you're lucky enough to meet anyone, like, there's no bad place to meet someone. Like, your relationship doesn't care how you met. And people have met. I wouldn't advise it. I don't think it's the healthiest approach. I think if someone is only going on the show to find love, they're a little insane and like maybe lack perspective. Yes. But it's worked, So who am I to judge it compared to other things? But I wouldn't consider it the most healthy approach to finding love.
Yeah, I have a great appreciation for you guys. You have to be instantly charming, instantly likable. The audience doesn't have a ton of time to get to know you and grow with you.
I'm sure you have to wait around a lot too.
Yeah, you can get siloed into a character very easily without really doing anything. It could be the product of the house. I always say like the house is the real bully on the show. Whatever the house decides, which if you're in or out or things like that. It's tough. Listen, I had a lot of tough experiences on that show, and I had a lot of tough moments. But it all worked out. I've been able to make the most of it.
How did you get cast on that show?
My buddy's wife signed me up I was making fun of her for watching The Bachelor, and
she signed you up, and then you just did like
then I got a call.
VHS
I think
tape.
it was like 8 months later. I don't even send a tape, but I think she sent in a picture and a bio, and they asked if I would be if I'm still interested.
Wow.
Did you
going on The Bachelor? I was like, I don't know who you are or if this is real, but.
Did you have you moved here to be some modeling, some acting?
I moved here after my second tour on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
What was your like plan in life? Like what were your
I worked for a
aspirations?
company I was in sales, corporate America. I was very fortunate, I had a very good job that had a lot of upward mobility and earning potential. And so I was very content in that and was doing well. I had just got a promotion. And so when I first got asked, I had zero intention of going on the show and said yes to the casting out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And I had never been to LA at that point, and I thought free trip to LA.
Totally.
But after I went through the process, I started realizing they might actually ask me to do it. And so I started like running it by people at work that I trusted, and to my surprise, they were very supportive of me doing it. And I was lucky enough that my boss and his boss's boss were all pretty excited about it. And I was lucky enough that they valued my work, and so I was able to take a leave. And then when I got done the first time, I went right back to work. Probably wasn't too smart, but after I went back on the second time, Caitlin's season.
Were you slightly like when you're talking to your friends back at work, and you're like, I'm sure you used to like, you guys would like make fun of it. So like you're sitting there and you're like, hey, so I know we make fun of The Bachelor and whatever. Like, I'm thinking about going on it. And
well, I mean, to be honest, like I knew of The Bachelor. I had a couple buddies who watched it, and yeah, I was kind of giving my buddy's now wife at the time a hard time, but I didn't really talk about The Bachelor at all.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I told anyone, like, yeah, you're going on a network television show, like no one's like everyone thinks it's cool.
Yeah, of course.
So
it does. It has panache. It sounds cool. I'm sure everyone wanted.
I was lucky enough because I had a hard time on my first season. I was the villain. It wasn't the most fun experience, but I had a lot of support from people at work and my family, and that really helped me.
And now being so seasoned, now you can like graduate to more like sophisticated shows like Fuckboy Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever do Fuckboy Island. But here's to my friend Alon who created that show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marco, I see him out a lot, hang out with him. He's pretty cool. He's
Who's
fun.
Marco?
He was on this last season of Fuckboy Island.
Oh, okay.
And it was funny because I had Nikki Glazer on.
Yeah,
and
Nikki's a friend of show. I love a good friend of Nikki's.
She's awesome.
She's so cool.
You guys, I don't think you guys realize that you have more in common than you may even realize. What? You know what I watched today, Nick?
Who, Tom and I?
Yeah.
I'm sure we have a lot. I mean, we operate in similar spaces. We know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
Like, we're both relationship gurus.
Yeah. I didn't know you acted, and guess what I watched today?
Was it a Christmas cruise?
It sure was.
Yeah.
Oh!
And you've both had the very special privilege of getting to work with Vivica A. Fox.
Oh, you worked with Vivica?
I have, yeah.
He was in was it a Lifetime movie?
A fellow thespian.
Yes.
A fellow thespian.
You were solid. And you were well, Tom's been acting for a long time, but I don't know if you guys realize that.
I would imagine there's other similarities. I bet we have some as well.
Well, we're both
both have.
Do you ever get credit for being the best looking guy in Vanderpump?
Whoa.
Yeah, he does.
I've never heard that, and I'm not being humble.
Yeah, he does.
Nick, you are.
Where did that come
and
from?
You're a handsome fellow.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, but I just don't think you get the props.
No. I like being the underdog. Right?
Look,
I
don't know if any of you are the number one guy, but you are the best looking.
James is currently number one status.
That's fucked up. That hurts my feelings.
I
thought we meant something to each other. We shared a lot of harsh moments in, in doing special forces. And here you come on here. You come in my house, and you're gonna fucking. That's messed up.
Listen, you're very good looking.
I'm hurt. I'm fucking hurt, man.
Thanks, Nick. I needed to hear that. I needed a little.
I'm not even trying to ruffle feathers. I'm just trying to.
No, he's
taller now.
He's very good looking, and like
maybe it's because you do try to sell that kind of schmucky vibe, that the underdog.
You mean shticky?
You're just like, oh, I'm Tom Schwartz.
The lost puppy.
Yeah,
shtick. It's not a shtick. It comes from the heart. It's sincere, and
but you're a pretty boy. From the Midwest.
Really?
Yeah.
I never saw myself as a pretty boy. I would say moderately attractive, maybe handsome, but hot?
No, you're objectively hot.
Whoa. Yeah. Thanks, Nick.
You don't think so?
Hey, Nick, that's my man, dude. Like,
I have good and bad angles, as we've all seen.
Yeah, I didn't say you're the hottest person ever. But you're, no one. As someone who's gone back and when watching Vanderpump and following like the fans' responses, like you've never gotten the heartthrob Vanderpump status.
Yeah.
Even I think this motherfucker has at least one point been the pretty boy.
I guess he floats under the radar.
Yeah.
Schwartz does.
I'm just here to give
that's
you
what
the
he likes to
recognition
be.
that maybe you deserved back in season 3.
Hey,
Thank
looks
you,
like
dude.
we're finding love here on Everybody Loves Tom. This is great.
By the way, I was just in Cabo last weekend. I revisited some of the spots where we filmed at during season 2.
yeah,
Squid Row
yeah.
and Senior Frogs.
Dude,
in the Bahia Hotel. Shout out to the Bahia Hotel.
When we take trips on our show, man, it is relentless. Like some of them have been like 18-hour days, like pretty relentless. They've backed off a little bit more like recently, but dude, in the beginning it was
That's wild.
We were animals.
Nuts,
in the early days of
dude.
Vanderpump Rules, we were absolutely savages. On those trips, we never slept. We drank nonstop. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that anymore. Bravos.
They told us that maybe
You don't want Bethany coming for you?
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, yeah, man.
I think we might also. I want to do because you're rewatching and stuff, and I've heard other people rewatching. I think I might actually rewatch the show.
Don't do that to yourself, Tom.
I don't know,
Not if you
man.
value your
Again,
sanity.
put that on your OnlyFans if you're gonna do it. Like,
Yeah, or Patreon.
That's
or Patreon.
That's kind of like a masochistic thing, I think.
By the way, what do you think of the Tom's Good Lovin' port blended bourbon? It's blended with port wine.
You know what? It's not bad. I'm definitely not the person to ask. I wouldn't.
It's pretty drinkable, right?
I'll have a little with you. Do you have any interest in? I don't have to put this in there, but do you have any interest in continuing on with acting? You love being on set.
Yeah, no, I absolutely do. I'm lucky enough that the show has really taken off, and obviously that's where a lot of my focus goes.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful that I get the occasional opportunity.
You have a great screen presence.
To play around and be
Yeah.
creative and work on that craft and play the long game.
I'm asking about acting. Did it leave you wanting more? I love being on set. I mean, I took acting lessons. I've bombed a million auditions. I've had some great ones. I've done music videos, yada, yada, yada. I love it, but I'm not.
I have immense respect, I guess, for the craft.
How about auditioning?
I'm not.
hated
It's tough,
auditioning.
but like in my brain, I feel like, and bear with me here, I feel like, cheers. I feel like I understand what it takes to be a great actor. And I haven't been able to hone in on what that takes. But I do feel like I understand it.
Preach.
If that makes any sense.
It makes
Who are your
great sense.
favorites?
But you really have to like go for it and be decisive with your choices and not judge and just be present, and like all the things I'm not good at.
I feel like you have to like not
What are some
give a
good?
shit.
Oh man, there's so many great ones. I think Brad Pitt's always been my favorite. I always had a bit of a crush on him.
Me too.
And I he's as good of an actor as he is good looking. Joaquin Phoenix is up there. Robert Downey Jr. I saw Sean Penn in the airport this weekend on my way to Vegas.
The original Bad Boy.
He's a really good actor.
Great.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, those are the fun ones that
You have a natural. You have a great ease on camera. You have a great camera presence. And I'm not just reciprocating because you.
I feel like
No.
you're
This is not an
on-
obligatory.
I think you're on a high right now.
This is a sincere. Wait, no, but have you taken? Have you been proactive about your acting career? Have you taken classes? Do you
I
have any
studied acting
monologues?
for about 5 years.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever do Meisner? I took it to your Meisner program at one point.
I did not do Miser. I did a lot of one-on-one stuff. I also did what's the one in West Hollywood?
Are you
It's pretty common. It's
the
not,
auditioning one?
no. Well, maybe.
Oh gosh,
Woman owns
The
it.
one
Yes.
on La Brea.
Yeah.
Blonde
The one
hair
on La
woman.
Brea. The
No.
comedy intensive.
Comedy.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I went there for a few years.
She's the one who gave me the final blessing when I had reservations about doing Vanderpump Rules, and I thought, I was just starting to get a little momentum. And I told her at the end of the comedy intensive, what's her name? And I asked her, I told her about the show, the concept, and I was like, do you think I should take a shot? And she was like, fuck yeah, do it, say yes. And if it doesn't work out, you can keep on keeping on, but say yes, just do it.
She's the one.
Yeah,
Wow. How about that?
yeah.
By the way, dude, cheers to you, man, for finishing Special Forces, dude.
Thank you. And
That was awesome, dude.
well to you. You did.
Did Cheers, man.
You definitely did better than I thought you would do. You know.
I don't know why everybody thought I was like. I don't know. Like,
listen, you went really far, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, I passed more challenges than anyone. Like,
that's true.
I'm proud about that. You know, I did not think I would pass half those fucking challenges. Like the rope one, that was just luck.
I got fucking screwed on our race down the wall, and they watched it back. They showed me.
They
that
can't
fucking yanked.
come on, man.
Oh man, I was cruising. We were both flying. So
Me and Nick were probably both fastest on the wall.
Yeah, I mean,
and
the DSs were like, "Have you guys done this before?" And they like didn't believe us. And I was like, "Fuck."
And also DS Billy was like, "Okay, you guys can go fast, but then there's like too fast." Like he said, he was like, he basically was like,
told us we need to be under control.
Yeah. We were barreling. We had $100 bet.
Yeah, Tom.
Oh, you did?
Tom
yeah,
$100. They didn't air that. And Tom had a nice head start, but I found my groove, and then like Track Nick took over, and I had a good like 15 yards. And so we had seen other people like get to the end, and like stop, and then the person who got to the bottom was the one who won. So I'm thinking this like, hey, I got to get to the bottom. And so I'm at the end. I'm ready to just like jump off, right?
Yeah.
And then I felt this like yank because I think they were just like, holy shit, we need to stop this motherfucker. So the safety team pulled on my cord and Tom fucking went right past me, the motherfucker. But that's my story. I mean, I'm sure Tom has a different one.
Revisionist history?
Yeah. But Tom, you did very well.
Did you guys have you guys like, it looked fucking grueling, but also rewarding. Would you guys, now knowing everything that you know now, would you do it over again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a dream about that too. Because I always say, first I would say no, then I'd say yes. And then I had a dream that I had the opportunity. And then I got there. I was like, why the fuck am I here? Like, what's the point? Like,
you had like a manifestation dream that you were on the show before it actually happened? Or did I miss something?
No. I had a dream that I had an opportunity to go back, like you're asking me.
Gotcha,
then I went back, said yes, and thought to myself, why the fuck am I here again?
Have you
like, to do it once, fine. I got to see what I would do. But like,
have you ever had that, like, so I wrestled, I ran track, I pole vaulted, and I wrestled. Our wrestling coach used to run us so fucking hard that literally, like, we had these T-shirts that say "Practice till you puke." Yeah. Our first week, he would not stop until somebody threw up.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, there's without question, that's why you did as well as you did on Special Forces.
You get to a point where you savor that like pain and that edge.
Yeah, I mean, you find
my body is like not what it was obviously when I was doing that. So, like, that's the part that sucked. That, you know, like us being.
Oh, I wish I could have been. 30. You know, I wish I could.
Yeah,
have been
Tyler's
25.
fucking 30, dude, and he's corn-fed.
He's a brick shithouse.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. But yeah, he's also in his prime for sure. I was definitely envious.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, you know, part of the reason why I said yes to this is because it was cool to be at the stage of life that I'm at and still be able to suffer through it.
Yeah,
still
dude.
got it.
You got to be fucking proud, man.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think you learned like about yourself most in that situation?
I mean, I don't know, but I have always known I've been resilient, and I think I was reminded of the importance of resilience. Like, you know, shit, man. You obviously went through it this year. You know, obviously a lot through your own actions, but nevertheless, like, you know, life is about like reinventing yourself and picking up the pieces, hopefully learning from your mistakes, not replicating them. And I think Special Forces is like a very, you know, condensed situation that, you know, exemplifies and demonstrates the importance of all those things of like like the DS it wasn't about passing or failing the test. It was about learning and executing and applying your mistakes and not making the same mistake twice and things like that, and always getting better. And that's what they cared about, you know? And so I'm a big believer in those kind of belief systems and approach to life, and it has served me well.
Did you guys?
I really liked the fact that we were there, especially for me during this time. Like, I was, you know, really going through. I mean, a lot of people were going through things and had gone through things, but me personally, like, I felt like my world was completely falling apart, and to be able to go there and just not have any phones and focus on what is right in front of you, literally, was just so rewarding to me. I thought what sucked was having to go and talk to the DSs and explain the situation, but I'd be like, I don't want to fucking talk about this shit.
You knew you were going to have to.
I know, of course. I knew that, but it was like, oh, damn it.
It was the best. I as soon as I got casted, I thought to myself, Tom Sandoval's absolutely going to be there. It made too much sense. It was the only show you could do where you even had a chance for some sort of redemption. Because that show, everyone looks good. I mean, you get your fucking ass literally kicked. Yeah. And anytime someone gets their ass kicked and gets back up and, like, has a beatdown, like, has a chance to, like, at least look somewhat positive. I wish they would have shown, you know, I wish it was a 2-hour show, and I wish they would have showed up more interactions between us, just the whole cast, you know, conversations
they had to really whittle it down. I mean, dude, there was
no, like, they didn't really show relationships. I mean, they were brief moments. I
was just going to ask about that. Did you like, so when the cameras were down, even when they were still up, did you guys form like a deep bond?
Sure.
Did you get to bro
I mean,
out?
Really
remember when we were building the fire outside, and we're like, we had like a minute to like, it was a day where I felt like something got canceled or moved, and we had
the helicopters got push, and so we had a late start, which was the boat race. We all, you know, Tom opened up about Sandoval with some people, and then when I first met Tom, I was like, "Hey, Tom, I'm Nick. I don't know if you know who I am, but I've been definitely talking shit about you on my show."
Oh, I knew. Between my band, the bars, podcast, and the new season of Vanderpump Rules, 2024 is looking like a very busy year. I have to make sure I'm eating healthier than ever, and that's why I signed up for Hungry Root. Hungry Root is the easiest way to get fresh, high-quality food delivered right to your door. They've got healthy groceries and simple recipes all in one place. Take a fun short quiz, and Hungry Root will get to know you, your goals, and how you like to eat. They'll ask what flavors you like, which kitchen appliances you use, and more. And then they'll keep your needs and preferences top of mind and start building your cart with delicious recipes and all your grocery needs for the week. Hungry Root will recommend the recipes and groceries based on your tastes. Take their suggestions and choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high quality meat and seafood, pantry staples, healthy snacks and sweets, and much more. I'm personally loving the turkey basil pesto grilled cheese. Hungry Root goes beyond your weekly grocery haul with thousands of easy recipes that actually put your groceries to good use before they get forgotten in the back of your fridge. The best part is Hungry Root follows a simple standard. It's gotta taste good, it's gotta be quick to make, and it's gotta contain whole, trusted ingredients. Look, I'm always in a hurry, so let's spend less time meal planning, shopping and cooking, and more time enjoying healthy food that you'll actually love with Hungry Root. Right now, Hungry Root is offering Everybody Loves Tom listeners 40% off their first delivery and free veggies for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Tom to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/Tom. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you.
Oh, like, I just want to
my
be real with
publicist
you.
was like, hey,
Like,
just by the way,
like
that
the
Nick dude has talked a
transparency.
lot of shit about you.
Yeah.
Be ready for it.
Yeah, but like, I don't, you know, again, I cover the show. Like, I don't know who you are, and I don't agree with your choices in life a lot. But like, you know, I definitely believe that people can learn from their mistakes, and like, I was definitely interested in getting to know you.
In all fairness, I think that was everyone's icebreaker with Tom Sandoval at that point.
Yeah, you know, but I don't want to be a snake in the grass, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Tom and I had like, we took a couple Jeep rides together, and we had some like intense conversations that I thought were productive and interesting, and you know, I thought and Tyler, you know, Ty and I weren't all that close before Special Forces. We got really close, and you know, the whole thing is you're all suffering through the same experience, so you have to have each other's backs.
It's interesting too to see how certain people deal with that kind of stress, and like where their strengths, like, you know, everybody is like, you know, when you look at like I use this example sometimes, is like when you're picking out your car in a race video game, it's like some have good, like, you know, traction and acceleration and overall speed or whatever. But like, you know, I look at like certain ways I deal with situations and certain ways that like somebody like Tyler, who I feel like is very different from me, or like, you know, Erin Jackson, you know, has very much like a wall up.
She's
and
calm.
Very
Calm as fuck.
calm, like
Yeah.
very zen. Like,
There was one time I had to grab Tom and be like, "You gotta calm down." Do you remember that?
wait, what was it?
When we were building the fort.
Oh, build the fort. Yeah.
Because, you know, Tom is passionate, as I'm sure you know.
He's a very passionate
And
man.
Jack is a very passionate guy too.
Jack is also passionate.
And when
Both
Jack
of you motherfuckers.
when Jack has an idea in his head, you're like,
Well, that's a bit pot and kettle, but like, so Jack, you know, to Tom's
submitted.
credit,
if it's
Jack,
between me and Jack, I'm submitting before Jack.
Jack had a lot to say about survival, but to Jack's credit, he does fucking know a lot more. I mean, I
Yeah.
am not in a position to be like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I agree with you, Jack, because he's clearly invested
Yeah.
in that space. But there's a time where, you know, the whole premise was to build forts based off the shit that was around the ground. So like we could use whatever the fuck. And so like we had a pretty dope fort. And like
Oh,
we used a
dude.
lot of shit.
Our fort was literally like fucking bulletproof.
And don't get me wrong, that
like,
was
it
the
would take a 50 cal.
that was
dude.
the worst day of my life. So the fact that, you know, and we knew that whatever team lost was going to have to hurt for it. And I just was
Sleeping.
done
I knew they had to
hurting that
sleep.
day.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I appreciate Tom's passion for making sure we win this thing. But we had a dope fort.
You guys built
And,
forts
like,
without me?
Yeah, and it was like sound. But
Yeah.
you know, there were a few sandbags and tires and things that like we hadn't used. And Tom's just like, guys, we have to use the rest of the
We gotta
sandbags.
fucking use it,
And we're like,
dude.
Tom, we're good, man. We're good, buddy.
No,
Like he's like, we
we-
gotta use it.
We are not looking losing this shit. I filled like, dude, this fort was insane. We had the sand and water on our side. Dude, we filled up 50-gallon drums with fucking water and put sand in everything. Wet sand. It was insane. Like, they're like, everybody's like, I think we got it, guys. I think we're good. I'm like, no. I thought they were going to actually shoot at our fucking fort. But I like,
we're not gonna. They never
but like
brought out
they're
guns,
compared to
ever.
the other team's fort, dude, the other team's fort was like a
Yeah, that's
cardboard
why
box.
that's why we felt confident that we didn't have to lug 15 more sandbags over, because we knew if we didn't win, part of the loss would be to like taking down and putting away all the fucking heavy shit
They made them like sleep out there, but it started raining and
for a little bit, and then they
yeah.
had to dunk themselves in the cold. It was fucking brutal. Dude. It was
I couldn't sleep, so I went outside and helped them take it down. I felt bad. Because it was I was like, dude, I'm the one that put all that sand in that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if
See?
you knew
Not
that.
a total narcissist.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
It's a tough role. I mean, for all of my criticism about you, Tom, I have had to like tell people that I don't think you're a narcissist, and I've had to like argue with people about it.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know, well, it's just like an honest opinion. I do think you're selfish. I've told you that, but
I've definitely been selfish for
yeah.
sure.
But every once in a while, you know, I think you have a good heart.
Thanks, man. I mean, I think I do. This guy's known me for a long time.
Yeah, you do have a good heart.
You just sometimes your heart's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We don't have to.
We got new nails. Well, your
Thanks,
nails were
man.
fucked on Special Forces.
Oh, they were so bad. They were a problem, man. They actually grew. I thought, you know, I'll give the DSs some more, like, I felt like I'm giving them material to yell at me for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah. I got a question for you. So
Yeah.
remember when JoJo braided your hair the first time?
Yeah.
And then Tom and I were sitting in the mess hall where we ate. And Tom looks at me. He's like, "What do you think? Should I keep it?" And I was like, "No. Like, why would you give? You're gonna get shit for it. But
Yeah.
you know, do you? But that was so. As you know, you got the billboard and the posters, and it was you in that fucking stupid fucking braid. And my question to you, if you knew that would end up on billboards and posters, would you have still done it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I did. I had to braid my hair because my hair is this weird length where when I'm running, like I wear headbands when I work out because my hair pokes my eyeballs. So
Okay,
like I
fair
had to
enough.
keep it out of my face.
All right.
Yeah.
I think the only time that was acceptable was probably like 1998 in Cancun, Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, it was pretty functional. Like it really like as soon as I
It
only
stayed
took,
in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I took one shower. How many showers did you take?
One.
One. Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck, I've never smelled so bad in my life.
Oh, dude, especially being in the lake, dude. Ew, man.
Oh, that helped get us clean.
Oh,
I mean,
the
were you guys
lake
allowed
is
to
when
use
I was like, I
deodorant
gotta
and stuff?
fucking like.
Actually, Tom was very generous. He had a spray-on deodorant that they stole my deodorant, so Tom was gracious enough to share.
That's
deodorant
why I
with me.
always use spray deodorant, because back in PE class, it's like I would be able to give it to people to use, and they wouldn't have to like touch it. You know. That's why I've always been a spray deodorant
No, it was
guy.
I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous of your bonding experience.
It was pretty
Guys.
cool, man.
I
We
still think you're better looking.
man. But yeah, I appreciate you sticking up for me and stuff. And I know obviously, we come from different places and we've made different choices in our lives,
Oh, we have.
Which, by the way, you just had a bachelor party in Vegas. How was that?
It was fun. Yeah. I'm not a big Vegas guy. I'm really not even in my going out era, but it was nice to catch up with some hometown friends from Wisconsin.
What'd you do in Vegas?
I really just gambled. I'm not much of a gambler, but I took an amount that, fortunately I'm doing all right in my life, and I took an amount that I thought would really piss me off if I lost, but I could still
good.
afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't have a consequential impact on my life, but it would still annoy me. So
and you would run through hypothetical things which you could have bought, vacations,
sure, right?
toys.
All the things that like,
Yes.
wow, I would have liked to have had that instead, but I ended up winning. So
Nice.
Whoa.
What's your game?
Blackjack. I just played blackjack,
Okay.
and there were some big swings. I hit on most of my biggest bets.
Hell yeah. Good for you, man.
So definitely luck.
Money,
for sure.
money won is twice as sweet.
But
as
I tell
money
you
earned.
what,
It's so true.
I love a good massage. Really, any massage. Well, the ones that are ethical and on your
course.
shoulders for sure.
Of
But
course.
in Vegas, masseuses will walk
Yeah,
around.
they massage
So
you. while you're-
playing blackjack while getting a shoulder rub,
It's the
maybe one of my
dream.
favorite things to do.
People
It's
do
the
that when they
dream.
play poker. They eat when they
Yeah.
play poker.
Yeah.
They deliver food to the table.
So I did that pretty much all weekend. We went out.
Have you ever done the New York roller coaster?
I haven't. No.
I highly recommend it. Zip line down Fremont Street. People walk down Fremont Street. Do you have any drunken,
Did you get an ass tattoo?
No.
yeah.
No.
You didn't get an ass tattoo?
No.
I think you passed
Oh,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm past that stage. in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. So are we. I think.
I think we are. Although
Um,
now we're like both newly single in our 40s.
Are you dating?
I
What's
am.
that like for you?
It is. I haven't been in like this mode since I was. It's been like 15 years.
And how do women?
I'm experiencing for the first time what
interact
it's like
with
to
you.
be famous and single in LA with a little bit of money,
Okay.
which is kind of
So
cool.
you're seeing this as like a win.
Except like what I've said is that I feel like I'm the one that has to sign the NDA if anything happens, because like people don't necessarily want to be seen like.
All right, Sandoval, I'll hook up with you, but if you tell anyone, I'll fucking sue you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of the vibe.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
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 Like
but
I've definitely like
it's a morbid
I've been
curiosity.
talking to people when I've been out and I've hit it off, and then like their friends are like, no, like.
Yeah, but there's always one in the group who wants to get a little messy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean,
It's a story
I've never
to
worried
tell.
about your options.
I mean, it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been exciting in the sense of like, something very, very different than I'm used to. I've been going out a lot more. It's really helped. Like going out, I'll tell you, like being sober for 8 months, not drinking, and going up and experiencing all these things, like going dancing at a club, like with somebody who I just met, like going up to that person to start a conversation without a drink, like singing karaoke, going on stage, performing all these things. Like it's been a really cool, like I always try to look at the positive in
I hear ya.
situations. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever considered the possibility that maybe you were destined to be single for as many of the monogamous long-term relationships that you've had? Maybe you're just like meant to be, because you strike me as someone who loves a moment.
I do love a moment.
You know, and there's a lot. You're not the only person I know like that like is a sucker for an intense, euphoric moment, and you want to live and die by the moment. But like,
I get that a lot in other aspects of my life, and I know what's always gotten me back into relationships is that I love the compassion and the connection, like more so.
Okay.
I end up going more towards that.
This feels like a last hurrah moment for you, Tom. I feel like you're gonna be single.
Less hurrah, what do you mean?
Like I feel like right now what I'm witnessing is you are just living your best life. You're going on dates with all these different people. You're having a good time. But I feel like, you know, in another year or two, you're gonna find your twin flame or your next love of your life, and you're gonna probably live happily ever after.
I hope so.
I have
a question for you, if I may. That
Yeah, of
will
course.
be maybe a preview into your time on the Viall Files. But like, now that you're out there dating and having these moments with these wonderful ladies, have you given any thought as to like what kind of boyfriend you want to be in your next relationship?
I've thought about that a lot since, you know, this last relationship.
And he'll answer it on the Viall File. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I have thought, you know, to me, it's really important that both parties have things in common that, you know, I understand that, like,
No, that
people
makes
are-
sense for what you want in your next relationship. But I'm curious, what kind of boyfriend do you want to be?
I want to be a fucking great one.
What does that mean?
Like, attentive, loving, inspired, like,
You always are in the beginning. Everyone is. That wasn't a dig at you personally.
No.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, but thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
I guess that was a question I asked. But
I
like, what happens the next time you have similar issues that you had in your last relationship? Because like, you guys had, from what I can gather, fairly common relationship problems. You know, extreme, but sadly common.
I think being like the first time, and there was a lot of firsts in this one, and I think also like coming up together made it seem so like hard to do what needed to be done, in the sense of like, you know, which I think was breaking up, and I think that made it harder to face that. And I feel like being in that situation, like, obviously if I could go back, I would do things differently. Fuck yeah, I would. I'm embracing the outcome. I'm not going to like live in denial. But I know moving forward, having my next relationship is going to be a place of love, acceptance, respect. And I'm going to be with a person that I like want to be that to. You know, that should never feel like, oh, you should always be respectful. No, it's not. You should have that deep respect for the person that you're with. You know? And in a lot of ways we did, like, with each other. I feel like at a certain point, some of it left, like, you know, and we handled that in our own ways, you know? Obviously, I can only speak for mine, you know? I fucked up. And I don't ever want to be in that situation again. I don't ever want to be, like, unhappy and therefore reciprocating that energy in a fucking relationship, you know?
You know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm having a flashback to a Christmas cruise when you were talking to the event coordinator on the balcony.
He was
out on the
he is no longer with us.
Oh, my God.
He passed away.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Christoph.
The actor you performed the scene with.
Yeah, really, really friendly guy.
Yeah. Well, you gave a great little monologue there, and I don't remember it verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, "I see you out there having fun, and you're having a great time. You're having a ball, but it just seems like something's missing." And then you just kind of walked away, and I don't know. That struck a chord with me.
It struck a mic drop moment.
It struck a chord with me a little bit. At least
just left him with his thoughts.
maybe. But no, it resonated with me. I was like, and I was gonna ask you, Tom, do you sometimes feel like that? You're having so much fun right now, and I see you embracing it. You're living your best life. But there are moments where, like, it feels like a little unfulfilling. Or-
What with me lately?
Yeah, just like dating, going out, and having a good time.
It is what it is, and I accept it for what it is, and I, I'm still taking all of this in, and
Okay.
we're getting ready to have, our next season air of the show, so we have to relive it. You've been there, like I'm gonna like watch myself and see and just try to fucking learn, like really just try to be better and learn and want to be better and want to be happy and know what I want. And the older you get, the more experience you get, the more you figure that out. Like the things that I felt were priorities in relationships back in the day, like 10, 20 years now, are like completely different than now. And there's a lot of things that I learned, and I'm sure Ariana learned, that were like, we let go, that were fucking unacceptable. We made it acceptable because these other things were great, right? But these other things became an issue, and we swept it under the rug. We didn't address it. We would address it, but then not really, not really like fix it. And then you end up in a fucking situation that I was in, and in the worst case scenario, you're fucking in a fair. You're walking around like living your life like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. You're stressed. You're like, what am I doing? You're like completely like it's like you can't even see your hand in front of your face. My mom was a firefighter, by the way, and like she'd talk about you go into a fire, like you can't see your hand in front of your face. You can't. The smoke's so bad. That's how I was. I mean, I was not in a clear place, you know.
Thanks for answering my question. More to come on the Viall Files.
Yeah, more to come. But anyways, Nick, dude, this has been awesome having you.
I appreciate you having me. Congrats
dude, thank
on
you
episode
so much, man.
number 11.
Thank you
And
for lifting me
I'm
up.
so proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you. Finishing, with everybody on Special Forces, and
I you as well. I hope you're proud of your experience. You did
I
a
am.
great job.
I'm really happy. I feel very fortunate, and it was really cool, man.
And I too wish you nothing but happiness and
Thanks, man.
and growth.
You and Natalie, you got a baby on the
We have a
way.
baby on the way. So super excited about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Hype for
can't
you.
wait to be
Podcast
Uncle
is
Tom.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think you could say
Uncle just sounds weird for guys nowadays. Just,
Yeah,
It always has creepy undertones,
Yeah.
right?
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little
But-
bit.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me on, Tom.
Yeah, thanks a
Yeah.
lot, man. Cheers to you, dude. And,
Cheers.
Through Nick.
all your success, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope 2024 is heading in a different direction for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. You just keep going the way you're going.
All right.